rather work with Uncle Tom than Dad any day." "Aye, Uncle Tom's very agreeable, and I reckon I might prefer a garden to the farm. It'd be nice to grow flowers and learn how to cut bushes into those fancy shapes that they have at the Hall." The sisters were silent for long minutes, Ellen thinking about the garden at Grindle Hall, Gina sulking and brooding on this missed opportunity. A bee droned in the clover flowers dotting the grass around them. Ellen had her eyes closed still. Gina watched as the cloud figure grew grotesque features before its head detached from its crooked body and formed into a round and benign baby cloud. "Oh, but it'd be grand never to have to work again at all," Gina said after a while. "That's what I'd really like, to have out I wanted and never have to graft for it." Ellen turned to her sister to see if she was serious. "Now who's daft? How can you have out without working for it? Stellion has. It's Mr. Stellion to you, Gina, and his family worked for years to build up the brewery business. It didn't just come by Grindle Hall. And the lovely garden and his car and all, you know. He still runs the brewery, though I do reckon he just turns up and tells other folk what to do these days." "Exactly. I could tell folk what to do. What kind of a job is telling other folk what to do anyway, compared to real work, like being a farmhand? Dad's the farmhand. We're the farmhands, Ellen pointed out. They both laughed. "But seriously," Ellen went on, "the brewery is Mr. Stellion's family business, and his work is taking responsibility. There's many a man, and some women too, relying on his decisions for their livelihood." "Like Mrs. Stellion, you mean?" "Ah, poor lady. Mum was saying as how she was in bed again last week. It's a shame to live in such a grand house, warm all winter and full of nice things, time to do whatever you want, but to feel too poorly to enjoy it." "True." Gina rolled onto her front and looked Ellen in the face. "But it's all rather wasted on her, isn't it?" she said seriously. "I reckon if I lived at Grindle Hall, I'd be driving that big shiny car myself, or having parties in those enormous rooms with dancing and a record player and, I don't know, banquets with port to drink instead of Stellion's beer." "Port? What do you know about port? Or even Stellion's beer, for that matter, Georgina Arnold?" scoffed Ellen. "Well, I wouldn't mind giving it a try. Mum says Mrs. Stellion eats only tasteless, wet stuff when she's feeling poorly. An invalid's diet, she calls it." Gina sounded contemptuous. "If I were as rich as the Stellions, I'd have roast beef every single day and Mum's roast potatoes." "Maybe Mrs. Stellion would like roast beef, but she doesn't feel well enough to stomach it," Ellen suggested. "It's not right to be coveting other folks' things, thinking you're more deserving of them, just 'cause you're in better health. I was only thinking about it, Nell, that's all. Just daydreaming. No need to get all preachy. Everyone can dream, and it's good to have something to lift the spirits and even to aim for, if you work hard and are lucky with your chances in life. But there's no sense in you dreaming of big houses and cars and banquets, 'cause those dreams are never going to come true for folk like us." "Folk like you mean?" snapped Gina, suddenly angry at having the cold water of reality poured over her precious daydreams. "Stupid little people that can see no further than a life of drudgery on some pathetic farm in the back of beyond." Ellen sighed. "No, Gina, I mean ordinary people who have to work hard for their living and maybe don't have many advantages, that's all." "But, Nell, you have to dream big dreams if you want to get on in life. You have to think differently. Think new things are possible. You may work as hard as you can for as long as you can, but in the end, you'll earn nought but more work to do, if that's all you can see ahead. No, yes! You have to dream bigger than this life, or this life is all you'll ever know. Little Grindle is all you'll ever know. Do you think Little Grindle is all there is? Really? Gina, I don't— Look at Mum, going off to Grindle Hall of a morning to clean up after the Stellions. She must see all those beautiful things in that house, see how rich folk live, and what does she do but come home all worn out to our cottage, which we live in only because